Number 4, you're asking different questions. Pay attention to the questions that you are asking yourself now. A year ago, were you asking, why is this happening to me? Why can't I figure this whole thing out? What is wrong with me? And now you're asking, what can I learn from this? What's the next step? How do I want to show up? When your questions change, your life changes because better questions lead to better answers. I know a great question. It's called, what if it all goes right? Welcome to What If It All Goes Right, the show for high achievers who are ready to stop fearing the worst and start stepping into their power. I'm your host, Angela Gargano, 6-time American Ninja Warrior, keynote speaker, peak performance coach, and former biochemist. Every episode, I'm going to give you the mindset shifts and practical tools to shake off the doubt, reignite your energy, and remember just how powerful you really are. Because it's time to stop fearing the worst and start asking, what if it all goes right? What if it's already going right? Hey there, everyone. It's Angela Gargano, and welcome back to What If It All Goes Right. What do you think, Pepper? Ready? So let me ask you something. When was the last time you stopped and actually looked at how far you've come? I'll wait. Because what happens is a lot of high achieving women spend so much time chasing the next level that they forget to recognize how much they've already grown. But what if you've already changed and you just haven't noticed it yet? You feel like you're behind, like you didn't do enough, like you need to overhaul everything to finally become the person that you want to be. But here's what I've been learning is that transformation doesn't always look like this dramatic before and after picture. Most of the time, it's actually pretty quiet. It's invisible. And it happens in the choices that you're making different. The boundaries that you're holding, the way you talk to yourself when things get hard. You're not the same person you were a year ago. You've grown. You've shifted. You've changed in ways you might not even see just yet. And in this episode, I'm helping you recognize the progress you've already made. Because when you can see how far you've come, you stop feeling stuck. You stop doubting yourself. And you start moving forward with proof that you're capable of becoming exactly who you say you want to be. But before we dive in, if this podcast has been helping you see yourself differently, make sure you follow on Apple or Spotify so you never miss an episode. And leave a quick review, please. Pepper says, please leave a quick review. That's what helps this show reach the women who need to hear it most. All right, let's talk about the transformation you might be overlooking. So here's the thing about change. When you're living it, you don't always see it. You're like in the picture. You're in the picture right now. You can't see the whole picture when you're in it. You're so focused on where you're going that you forget to look at where you've been. You're measuring yourself against the finish line instead of the starting line. And because growth is gradual, your brain doesn't fully register it. It's like watching your hair grow. Do you notice the difference with that day to day? But one day you look at your head and you're like, oh, I have long hair. If you look at a photo from 6 months ago, do you see it instantly? You pretty much do. That's what's happening with your life right now. You've been changing all along, but because you're inside the process, you can't see it clearly. You've come out of the holiday season, back into work mode. Everyone's locked in on their next goal, the next promotion, the next revenue target, that next level. And there's this pressure to have it all figured out, to know exactly where you're going and how you're actually going to get there. But that pressure makes you forget to look at where you've been. You focus on what's missing instead of what's shifted. You have changed. You just need to know where to look. So let's take the opportunity right now and let's start looking. Because once you see your growth, everything shifts. Here are the places where change may already be happening, even if you haven't noticed it just yet. Also, can we talk about when my dog went from being a puppy to like this big girl, 2-year-old girl? Like, I didn't register that until I look back. Anyways, the way you talk to yourself has changed is the first one. A year ago, when something went wrong, what did you say to yourself? Did you spiral? Did you beat yourself up? Did you turn one mistake into proof that you are failing? And how about now? When something doesn't go as planned, do you catch yourself faster? Do you reframe it? Do you at least have a conversation with yourself? Do you give yourself grace instead of criticism? That is growth. That's change. And it does matter. Those little things matter. Number 2, you're setting boundaries that you wouldn't have set before. So think about the last time you said no to something, maybe a request, an invitation, a commitment that didn't serve you. Maybe a year ago, would you have said no? Or would you have said yes out of guilt or obligation or fear of disappointing someone? If you're saying no now, even when it's uncomfortable, that is proof that you've changed. You're protecting your energy now. You're choosing yourself. And that didn't come out of nowhere. You built that. That came from life experience. That's what's so beautiful about time and the time we have. We learn and we build. And number 3, you're showing up even when you don't feel like it. Maybe last year, like how many times did you wait to feel motivated before you did the thing? And this year, are you showing up anyway? Even when you're tired? Even when you don't feel like it? Even when no one's watching? That, my friend, that is discipline. That's consistency. That's proof that you're not the same person who you were before. Number 4, you're asking different questions. Pay attention to the questions that you are asking yourself now. A year ago, were you asking, why is this happening to me? Why can't I figure this whole thing out? What is wrong with me? And now you're asking, what can I learn from this? What's the next step? How do I want to show up? When your questions change, your life changes because better questions lead to better answers. I know a great question. It's called, what if it all goes right? Number 5, you choose differently. Look at the choices you're making now compared to a year ago. Are you choosing rest instead of pushing through exhaustion? Are you choosing honesty instead of people pleasing? Are you choosing growth over comfort? Every choice you make is either reinforcing the old you or building the new you. And if you're choosing differently now, guess what? That's transformation. Number 6, you're not tolerating what you used to. What are you no longer willing to accept in your life? Is it toxic relationships? Is it one-sided friendships? Jobs that drain you? Settling for less than you desire? If there's something you used to tolerate that you won't anymore, that's change. That's raising your standards. That's you knowing your worth. Number 7, you're still here. This one matters. You've had hard days this past year. Days maybe when you wanted to quit. Days when you doubted yourself. Days when it felt like nothing was working. And you are still here. You did not quit. You kept going. Now that is resilience. That's strength. That's proof you can handle more than you think you can. You're so much stronger and you're so much more resilient than you think you are. And I think that's important. We can be so hard on ourselves. We need to look back at these little things and celebrate them. But let's make this real now, right? Because recognizing your growth isn't just about feeling good. It's about building evidence that you are capable of change. So here's what I want you to do. Step 1, I want you to answer these questions. So go get a pen and paper or open a note on your phone, and I want you to answer these right now. Okay, ready? What's one way I talk to myself differently now than I did a year ago? What's one way I talk to myself differently now than I did a year ago? What's one boundary I've set that I wouldn't have set before? What's one thing I'm doing consistently now that I wasn't doing a year ago? What's one question I'm asking myself now that I wasn't asking before? What's one choice I'm making differently? What's one thing I am no longer willing to tolerate? What's one hard moment I got through this past year that proves that I am stronger than I think? Do you need to pause and go back and write these down? Now, step 2, you're going to read your answers back to yourself after you write the answer to them, okay? Don't just write them all and then move on. Read them out loud if you can, because this is your proof. This is evidence that you are not stuck. You are not failing. You are changing. Step 3, keep adding to this list. This isn't a one-time exercise. Keep this list somewhere that you can see it and add to it when you notice yourself doing something differently. Because the more proof you build, the more confidence you will become. Not because you're waiting to feel ready, but because you have evidence that you already are. Come on. So here's what I need you to hear right now. You are not starting from scratch. And say that again, you are not starting from scratch. All the experience you had, you've grown from. You are not behind. You are not stuck. You are not the same person you were a year ago. You've grown in ways you might not even have seen yet. But that doesn't mean it didn't happen. The boundaries that you set, the way you talk to yourself, the choices you are making differently, the fact that you are still here even after the hard days, that is proof. So before you pressure yourself to become someone new, take a minute to recognize who you've already become. You've already changed. Now let yourself see it. See it. Now, if this episode gave you a different perspective or maybe some chills, share it with someone who's been feeling stuck or behind. And don't forget to follow What If It All Goes Right on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave a quick rating or review. Remember, transformation doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's invisible, but it's still real. It's still progress. Anyways, thanks for listening. And don't forget to ask yourself the most important question. What if it all goes right? Red Pepper? What if it's already going right? What if it's already going right? She's like, Mom, it's not going right. You just woke me up from my nap.